Okay, everybody, I'm only going to be on for a few minutes. I have some topics scripted here. I'm not planning on being on too long. So if you're watching this, just know that over the coming week or two, you're going to be seeing more of my older videos on Okies Eden. You're going to be seeing some comedy routines coming back I did early on. And I'm just going back and checking some of the better ones, maybe editing them a little bit and then just re-releasing them. Hey, Life with Noah. Hey, Stephanie. How are you guys doing? Hey, Azuka, how are you? While you're here, if you don't mind for a few minutes, I think you have a wrench. Would you mind just helping moderate if anybody gets out of hand for a minute? So as you come in, if you don't mind liking the live. So going back through some of my old stuff when I started in February, I wasn't really happy with, but I've done some editing, maybe added some different music, and then I've re-released it. So you're gonna see some older videos. I mean, my new stuff isn't great, but my older stuff. Hey, Little Texas. Hey, Little Texas, I'm gonna give you a wrench. Not doing too bad, Azuka. So Little Texas, I just gave you a wrench. So if you see somebody make a bad comment or something, if you don't mind, if you can block them for me, I would appreciate it. So with that said, you're gonna start seeing some of my old comedy routines, my old garden videos. When I first started, I didn't have, hey Brian, how you doing? I didn't have I had an older phone. I was using the laptop. I didn't have a really good microphone. So I had to get all that stuff. I didn't have a ring light, any of that stuff. So a lot of that was just really, really my first stuff. So I'm hopefully improving, but I wanted to put that old stuff back out there because I like to go back and look at it. I think it's funny. If you don't have to watch it. Nobody's forcing you. The other one is my Okies Eden. This channel is doing really well. I'm like 350, 360, 365. I can't remember how many I have. I have 360 something. I think for a couple months, I think is pretty good. And my Okies Hustle is doing pretty well. That's almost at 60. I'm moving onward to 100, hopefully. And thank you, Brian. And then, so coming up on my other channel, Okies Hustle, probably Tuesday, I'm gonna have a video. Anybody that understands anything, anybody that watches that channel and knows me, knows that it's frustrating with these YouTube gurus that tell you how to get 1 million views with one hashtag or 1 million, subscribers with one title. That's like magic. It works overnight. That's very frustrating to me because it's to me it's disingenuous. I don't think it's right to try to. They're using marketing to, use against people that we all want instant gratification nowadays. It seems like the world's all about instant gratification. I want my fast food now. I want my coffee now. I want my car to get from here to there fast. Why is my plane delayed for 15 minutes? I want to be there now. I want to get there now. Everything is so, you got to have it now. Got to have it now. Let's see, we're gonna remove him. Somebody please take out Dave's dumb and block him, please. So I have one question that I'm gonna share probably Tuesday. I'm gonna put in a really short video. That question is I would love for a guru, and I might even post it on some of their pages, but I would love for them to answer this one question. They won't because they can't, but if you watch that video, it's gonna be a really short video, and it's gonna be, number one, why you should be careful engaging with those people, because number one, it's not gonna help you. Number two, you're gonna waste your time. And I can prove that with one question I have that you can ask yourself. That's gonna come up on, I think, Tuesday. So I'm gonna do an announcement. Hopefully you stick around for that. And then I have a video coming up on Saturday, I think, on my Okies hustle about like the search engine optimization, or SEO. I'm gonna do a video about that. Just my thoughts on it, what I think is true, what I think is misleading, what I think is false about it. I'm just gonna do a 5 or 10 minute video talking about that. I'm not promising any views. I'm not promising the world. I'm not promising you're gonna get 1,000 subscribers and become monetized. I am promising you this, that it will be interesting. You might hear something you never heard before, or think of something, might jar something in your mind that you haven't thought of before. And if it can help you to grow your channel a little bit, that's great. If you already know it, that's great. This will just reiterate what you already know. I have a bunch of new jokes this week, so probably, again, I'll do 5. It'll probably be Wednesday through Sunday. So Wednesday will be the first one, about 5 o'clock, and it will run all the way through the Sunday. Just some really quick ones. And then some of my other older jokes, like I said, I compiled them into like a 5 or 10 minute video and re-released them on the long form. So if you just want to watch a 15-second video, you can. If you want to see a bunch of them run together, it goes from one joke to a transition to another joke to a transition. And I've been messing with the transitions and the special effects. So I would appreciate if you watch that. Oh, and a lot, I'm talking a lot. That's my announcements. There's gonna be a lot of garden stuff coming up soon. There's gonna be, can everybody hear me okay, I hope? I am finished pretty much harvesting the beans. They will be all dug up. I'm working on the potatoes now. And then I just have the little odds and ends vegetables that are currently growing, that are like radishes and cabbage. That'll be harvested soon, which won't interfere at all with the pumpkin planting I'm doing. Once I pull all of the pole beans and all of the other potatoes and green beans out of the earth and I recultivate, that's all. I'm gonna come in with, I'm gonna put my mounds of dirt in and separate them. I'll put the proper spacing between each one, and then I will plant my pumpkins. And I'll do a video on that because I'm gonna show how you build the mound up. I'm putting compost in with the seeds, then I'm gonna water them, and then we're gonna watch them together as they grow and go all the way to harvest, to when I do my pumpkin patch thing. My pumpkin patch live I wanna do. So stick around for that. But then in the meantime, while the pumpkins are growing, they're gonna be in from the fence a little bit. All around the exterior of that fence is going to be pole beans. So I'm gonna have 33-foot runs of pole beans all around the garden. And then at the end of the year, when they harvest, I will probably can those. I don't really can. I've helped can, but I've never done it myself personally, like a homesteader would, or my mom did, and my mother-in-law have. But I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the jars and stuff, and I'm gonna can our own beans, because I should be able to get like probably 100 pints. We'll just do pints because it's just 2 people in my household, so I don't have to have quarts of beans. And if I have more than 2 people, I can just get a couple pints out. So I'm going to plant the beans. I'm gonna plant the pumpkins, then I'm gonna harvest and can the beans, and then we're gonna do the pumpkin patch live. And then in the fall, I'm holding off. In the fall, what you're going to see in the fall is I'm gonna be making planter boxes of all different sizes to go all around my yard. And the purpose of that is in the spring, I'm gonna be planting wildflowers all around my property at those points. So I wanna have 15, 12, 15 planter boxes all around my yard at different various places. So I get the butterflies and the bees. Hey Natty, how you doing? It's good to see you. And so if I put all these, they're just gonna be like 2-foot square planter boxes. And then what's gonna happen is, especially in the backyard, which is my longest stretch, I'm gonna properly plant them at the distance they want for pumpkin growing. And then next year, after the wildflowers die off, that I plant in those planters, all of those boxes are going to have pumpkins in them. So will the garden. If the pumpkins are a success this year, I've never grown pumpkins before. It's new to me. So if those pumpkins are a success this year, then I'm gonna plant more next year in the same garden. Then I'm gonna have 12 or 15 planter boxes all around my yard with pallets so that they stay off the ground. Because really my intention is to be able to have my neighbors, friends, our community come in and they can pick their own pumpkin, is what I'd really like to do. Canned pumpkins are expensive. Yeah, it is. And what I want to do is, the reason I want to grow pumpkins this year is because this year I've been eating some, every once in a while if I go to like a Panera Bread or something, they'll have the pumpkin bisque or pumpkin soup. That's really good. I love pumpkin. So I'm going to attempt some pumpkin bisque. And that way I'll freeze a bunch of pumpkin bisque. So I have that through the winter. And that's going to be my goal here on out is, have my garden all the way up to pumpkin season, plant the pumpkins, then have the Halloween stuff where people can come pick them and carve them and give them to their chickens when they're done. And then I can make pumpkin puree and I can make pumpkin bisque is what I really want to do. Bisque soup, it's just a fancy word for a creamy, really rich soup like they have lobster bisque. It's just a really thick and creamy, cheesy type soup. And then what you do is you take, so it tastes like a pumpkin, it's hot pumpkin puree with some different like nutmeg, maybe some allspice and the warming spices. And then you can put in, sprinkle in the pumpkin seeds on top, roasted pumpkin seeds. And then we also like the pumpkin seeds. I love pumpkin seeds. So then I can actually dry up the pumpkin seeds. Yes, that's the whole point. Yes, I will be doing it. That's my whole thing now. I'm going to start doing is I've always wanted to do this on that channel. I kind of got away from it a little bit. But now as I'm zeroing back in, I'm going to be showing my garden more. Still doing the comedy stuff, but I'm doing more garden stuff. And then like this morning, I went out and I picked those potatoes. I washed about 5 or 6 potatoes off, cut them up, fried them up with some eggs. Then I'm going to do the pumpkin bisque. When I do the canning, I will do the canning procedure. And then my daughter is doing chickens. And once I get some farm fresh eggs, what I want this channel to kind of evolve into is Okies Eden is to be still comedy and garden. I want to do them both. And I'll mix them together, but I really want to do farm-to-table cooking, not fancy cooking, farm-to-table cooking. So whatever I can get out of the garden, I can do a meal. So I can get eggs from my daughter that are farm fresh, organic eggs from free-range chickens. And then I can use those in my cooking. And then I have potatoes and green beans and pumpkin and whatever else. Because pumpkin is really, it's kind of like a squash. So I want to try and I'm gonna look up some pumpkin recipes. So like when you do butternut squash recipes, I mean, I'm assuming like sweet potatoes, I'm assuming pumpkin, if you do it just right and you put in some cinnamon butter or honey butter, I'm assuming it's gonna taste a lot like sweet potatoes. And then I would like to do my own. I would do fresh pumpkin pie where I can make the crust. I already make crust. I can make the crust with lard. I will make the crust. I will make the puree. I will make the pie. Then I would probably, I don't have access to a farm, but I would get a whole cream, and I would whip that and make my own whipped cream. So it would basically be almost 100% a farm to table is what I want to do. Now my son works with a couple of guys that do hunting, and he gets quite a bit of, they do venison quite often. So that would be one of the things is I wouldn't mind getting a couple of venison steaks and then actually truly having something that was, you know, they hunted, they got some venison. If I had the potatoes or turnips or whatever and eggs, I could make a dish. And that's why I did the coffee one. I did the coffee pour over that. I made that device. I made the countertop, everything in my shop out here. And then I made the coffee mug holder. So I did that, and I did a quick video on how I do my pour over coffee in the morning. And then I also did that potato recipe quick this morning. I did that really quick. That was just quick. I'm testing my audio in the kitchen for any kind of echoing, hollowness, or anything like that. I've done it with and without the microphone to see which one kind of sounds better. If I have to, I'll get another microphone. I have another recording device that I can use to try. So I'm just trying different little ones before I actually do a really full cooking video. But my intention is to have it, because I have a big kitchen, so I can set it all up. And I have a double oven. I have the hooded microwave oven, and I have the Gourmet toaster oven air fryer. So it's the oven shape. And I can do a full chicken in that. So I use all three all the time. I double ovens and that at the same time because I cook a lot. So my intentions are to be able to do a meat, a protein for the dish, you know, have everything right there. I need to get a hot plate so I can cook right at my island, and then just have everything prepared. But I want to do, oh, thank you very much, Natty. I want to do a live because I want to do a live where I'm cooking live, because as it's cooking, then we can talk about it. People can give me how they do it, or what spices they would add, or their interpretation if they're from another country. And then I do have a couple of other people like Chef Zad and Nicola that we want to try to do a collaboration someday where we're all three cooking the same dish at the same time on a live to see how it works out. That's why I'm trying to do some cooking videos. Because I also want to have this channel, I'm going to have a bunch of stuff through the winter for Okies Eden Garden as I increase the size, putting more fencing in, adding the trellises, adding the wire mesh for the trellises to run the vines. So there's going to be so many additions, it's going to take me all winter to do that. So that in the spring, once the ground is ready, I can plant the grapes, I can plant the blackberries, I can plant another apple tree or two, and then plant the garden, and then we can just start to watch it all grow together. If you look at my channel tonight, I did, it's either tonight or tomorrow it comes out. Oh, the cucumbers are about 3-4 inches long now. They're growing fast, really fast. They're climbing. They're up a little over 3 feet tall on the trellis. Not climbing as high as I want them to, so I don't know if they're going to climb much more. But they may not be the proper one. They may not be the one that climbs that great. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. So that's really it. I'm going to keep showing updates on that. I'm real excited because the gardening to me is, I've loved gardening. I lost my mom and dad years ago to Alzheimer's, and my dad was an avid gardener. He taught me a lot of what I know, and that's why Father's Day is always kind of a cool day for me, because especially in a garden, when I'm out there working, I always think back to him, the stuff he showed me, and I always get a chuckle because I'm like, if he's looking now, if he's there, if he's able to look at what I'm doing, I'm sure he's thinking that's pretty cool, because I'm getting more yield than we ever got when I was growing up. We did a lot of potatoes. That's what we grew: potatoes, green beans, peas. Potatoes, green bean, peas. It was just over and over. So that's probably why I grow them the most and like them the most. But it's a way to I can pay tribute or homage to my dad for what he taught me through the years. And I'm always appreciative of the old timers, whether it's your grandmother, grandfather, whomever, your mom, dad, that can, give you that information, give you wisdom if you just stop and listen sometimes. I know a lot of times as kids we don't, but what I do know now is, even though a lot of times I didn't listen to my mom and dad at the time, that still stuck with me. And then I always remember my dad said this, my dad said that, my dad said this, and I use it and it works. So I have some videos coming up about Alzheimer's and other medical issues along those. Yep. I'm sorry you lost your friends. Yeah, it was 15 and 12 years ago. I think it's 15 and 12. Yep, they both had Alzheimer's and both died from complications from it. We took care of them at home. I'm one of 9, so we had a lot of help. But it's an interesting condition. It's the mind is just unbelievable. And to see somebody that you knew that were so wise and understanding and nice and decent, and then to see them change as their mind is being rewired by a degenerative disease, it's terrible. But they've been gone quite a few years, so I have memories now. But they're all good memories. I love the memories I have. Talking of memories, I'll go down memory lane for a minute. I have a record player because we used to have record players. And I always had my Elvis and Eddie Cochran and Alabama, all these old records. And I'm rebuilding that now. I have a bunch of I've been finding them at the antique stores. I have 5 of the records I had as a kid. And now I'm looking for my Raycon of Christmas and my, I think his name was Harold Simeon, whatever it is. His Christmas. It was the little drummer boy one. Those are 2 of my favorite Christmas records, and I have them on my iPhone where I have them saved, the actual, like the CD, the sound, the music. But I want the records so I can play them during Christmas. Oh, thank you. You're learning from me. Well, only take about half of it in, because half of the stuff I do is probably not proper. I'm just kidding. I'm just a country boy. I'm an old hick I'm from the backwoods of upstate New York, up near the Adirondacks. But now I'm a Okie. Now I'm down in the South. Check your old Christmas records. Yeah. What's really cool, that's the other thing I like. I love going to antique stores, and because antique stores are a thing of the past. It seems they're becoming the dinosaurs. But even my son has just turned 30. He loves going to antique stores because he has a record player. Believe it or not, he listens to vinyl. He listens to Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley, Dean Martin. He listens to all those people. And he also has a laser disc player because he wants to have everything from all the different, like the VCR, the laser disc, the CDs, the 8-track tapes. He likes all that old technology. Yep, flea markets. I love flea markets, but we got 2 or 3 antique stores here, and then one up the road from us, and a couple down south of us, down a little bit into Texas. And so we enjoy doing that. And that's one of my big things. I like to go find the old records. I just like to thumb through the records and just see the old music we used to listen to. And then there's so many I want to buy, but I'm literally specifically looking for the 20 records that I owned, that I had through my years, that I bought with my own money from when I was 10 years old to when I moved out of my parents' house. I had a set of about 20 records. And somehow along the line, they fell by the wayside. Anybody have any questions? Any garden questions about my garden, about my intentions with the garden, about my intentions with the channel here? I'm going to be putting a lot of content out in the next couple of weeks between jokes, a couple little cooking ones, garden ones, a couple building ones where I got to fix a couple things with in the wood shop, make a couple things for out in the garden. So I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff coming up. It's just a matter of, it thunderstormed again. We had this last week was a wash because my grandson's birthday party. And we had so much work to do for that. And then we finally just finished picking up most of that last night. I still have a little bit to do, but we had a major thunderstorm roll through today. No, nope. We have them here. Obviously we have chipmunks, and I don't see chipmunks as much as I do squirrels, but I only have a couple trees directly on my yard, in my yard, and the other ones are further away and it's hay fields. So they're not in the trees here so much. Yes, chipmunks can be a real hassle. Hey, Goody Goddess, good to see you. Chipmunks can be a real problem. They're a nuisance. They're cute, but they're just a nuisance, and squirrels can be the same. But nope, I don't have a problem with either of them. I have a possum around my house, which is fine. I don't mind possum because they eat ticks, and they eat a lot of things that you don't want around your house. And I guess according to what I understand, they don't get rabies because their body temperature or something is lower, so it doesn't allow it or something. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I was always told. So if I have a couple possums around the house, they're more than welcome. 3 eggshells, pepper, netting. Really? Okay. Hey, kitchen. How are you? It's good to see you. Oh, nobody has said anything about this yet. I cut my hair today. I had to. I kept the pomp. I kept the little pompadour up here, but I went high and tight on the sides again. Good. I'm glad you do. I got a bunch of I got some really, really, really good ones coming up this week. I would tell them here, but I don't want to give them away. A couple of them are, I still laugh. I've laughed at them my whole childhood. And I think about ones I remember. And then I'll look online sometimes and see like old jokes, and there they are. It's like, boom, I remember that one. I remember this one. I used to tell this one. So there's a bunch of those that are coming out, and they're really funny. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I just cut it today. I cut it myself. I have the clippers, scissors, and a mirror, and I just zip, zip, zip. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, bring it down, cut it across the front, pop it back, and it stays. I do usually wear a hat. I have one here. Boom. I just didn't wear it tonight. I wore it yesterday a lot. I don't usually wear hats. I wear them for the videos because that was kind of my shtick. But tonight I just didn't feel like it. I only wear this during the videos because I keep the ring light on, and if I don't have these, it gives me a headache. So, but I stopped paying for haircuts. When I first moved to Texas, I was going to either Great Clips or Great Clips. I had the coupon. I'd pay $6. I'd go in $6, give them a tip. I'd walk out of there for $10, no problem. And then all of a sudden, everybody's $25 a haircut. I'm like, you know what? I am not paying somebody $25 to cut my hair a little bit shorter. I will either A, let it grow longer, or B, I'll cut it myself. So I just learned how to cut it myself. If I mess it up, I wear a hat. I'm not gonna pay $25 for a haircut. My hair grows fast, and I'd have to get my cut every 3 to 4 weeks. I'm not, you think that you just figure that out. That's gonna be $300 a year for haircuts. I'm not giving people $300 for haircuts. I bought a set of $12 clippers at a big box store, and been doing it ever since. My mom, yep. Yeah, so, and see, my mom was a hairdresser when before they got married, her and my dad. And you haven't had a soda in 20 years? Are you kidding me? Any kind of sodas? Then I shouldn't do this then. I'm sorry, Brian. I shouldn't do this, but that there is cream soda. I like cream soda, but yesterday, my grandson's party, uh, it was the Harry Potter. It was a Harry Potter theme. If you've ever watched the Harry Potter series, they drink a thing called butterbeer. So you can get like a recipe online, and butterbeer is just cream soda with some butterscotch syrup in it, and then you put a little milk in it maybe and froth it up. I didn't want that because I don't like things that sweet, so I'm just drinking the cream soda instead. But yeah, that was the big thing yesterday. They made their own butterbeer. Yeah, I'm curious, Brian. Please give a blue sign. Please give a blue sign. Give a blue wrench, you mean, SSV? Are you asking for a wrench? You want a moderator sign? All right, you're set up with a moderator sign. Just don't kick me out of my live. Okay, you should see it now. Don't kick me out of my live. Sometimes I can get crazy. Oh, okay. Not even diet though? You can't have diet either? You're welcome, kitchen. No problem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brian. Diabetes is no joke. Yeah, soda. I mean, we don't, I don't, I mean, I'm sure the diet stuff is probably even worse than the sugar, but oh, is it? I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, I know it's not good for you because the artificial sweeteners, but man, soda's loaded with sugar. It is loaded, loaded, loaded with sugar. I mean, what is it? Some of it has what, 42 grams or something like that, which is what, 10 or 12 teaspoons of sugar or something. You just think about that for a minute. Who? That's like eating a bowl of cornflakes and throwing 12 teaspoons of sugar on it. That's nasty. Hey, Miss TikTok, how you doing? So if you, I don't know if anybody, if any of you guys watched that video this morning of the potatoes, did you see at the end? So I have actual, being from upstate New York, there's a couple things in life I have. I have a palette guy for my palettes, and I have a maple syrup guy up north. So I always get, every year, pure, made in New York maple syrup. So I always put that on my toast. I just put a drizzle of real maple syrup on my toast. It is good. Yes, aspartame, from what I understand, is supposed to be very bad. But you know what? I drink this stuff anyways because I'm like, I'm going to be on this earth for X number of years. And I'm going to eat what I want to eat. And, you know, I have a maple syrup country and I want a maple syrup guy. Yes. Yeah. Pure, if I know people, when I first moved to Texas, I knew some people. They never had, even down here in the stores, they never had pure maple syrup from Vermont, Canada, New York, anything. And he tried some one day and he's like, can you get me some of this? So I got him a small bottle. He finished it off in like a couple days. Yeah, the only problem with maple syrup is it takes 40 gallons to boil to make one. You got to boil down 40 gallons to thicken it up for 1 gallon. So it's just a lot involved in it, you know. Other than that, there's nothing like it. I mean, and then when you make that into candy, when you make that the maple syrup candy, that is like will give you a sugar rush instantly. Yep, it's a lot. It really is. That's why it's expensive. It's a very labor intensive thing, but it's delicious. I mean, people pay it because, if they want maple syrup. I mean, I'll use the stuff from the store in a pinch, but I'd rather use the real maple syrup. But I think one of my next videos is going to be, has anybody here ever done, I do I make like a roux with a cheese sauce, and then it's kind of like scalloped potatoes, only it uses ground beef, because I like ground beef. So I cut my potatoes nice and thin, and then, oh, it's very expensive, yes. And then I will maybe throw in some brown butter, and then mix that in, and then I'll put my cheese on the bottom, the cheese sauce. That's like a roux where you take your milk, your flour, and your salt and pepper, and then add the cheese. So it's like what is that called when you add cheese to it? Anyways, then you put that'd be au gratin, right? So it's either potatoes au gratin, as if you're going to speak French, or scalloped potatoes. So I do scalloped beef. He's drooling. So I slice the potatoes thin. You lay them in a layer. Then ground beef, more cheese sauce, potatoes, ground beef, cheese sauce, just like a lasagna. And then cover it, bake it for 45 minutes. Take the aluminum foil off or the cover off the last 15 minutes and let it brown, and all that cheddar. Then you sprinkle cheddar on top, and it comes out brown. Oh my goodness. I love scalloped potatoes. I remember we used to when I first married, I didn't cook as much. I could cook. I just, you're married, you're in your first year of marriage, you're doing stuff, you're going out places, you're still hitting the town, all that stuff. Sometimes I think she is, but sometimes she probably doesn't feel so lucky. But thank you. Remember, you buy the boxes of the boxed version. I can't remember the name of it. I don't even buy them anymore. But they were dehydrated. They were hard as a rock and had the little cellophane bag. And then you'd soak them and then boil them and then throw the cheese sauce in and then bake it. And I mean, it was like hamburger helper type for scalloped potatoes. It wasn't bad, but I think I changed it. I wasn't feeling good earlier. Yesterday was rough, I'll tell you. A lot went on yesterday, and I just decided, I just went on a little bit early, Paula. I'm sorry, I apologize. And I was going to hit the hay early tonight, so I decided to go on a little bit early, because we wore ourselves out yesterday. We we were going to get one of those. We were going to get one of the we were only going to have there was 30 people here, and there was about 5 kids. And we were going to get one of those big bounce houses that had the water slide. But we're like, a couple of them aren't old enough to really climb to the top and slide down. And it takes up a lot of room, and then you got to hook the water and the power and the fan and all that to it. So my wife just said, you know what? I know I can get this online for a little slip and slide that's got a little wading pool at the end, and then like a 1-foot deep pool. That's all age appropriate for all these kids. So it was like $45. So we got it. Hey, Susan, how are you? Susan's got to do a live here. I'm waiting to see her do her stuff on art. I keep waiting, and it's hurting my feelings. It's hurting my one feeling. So we set this whole thing up. I think I posted a picture of it that it was going to be lit or something. It has one of those little slip and slides, piece of plastic down to the little wading pool. It's got an arch that sprays water, and then it's got a wading pool. So that I did all that, got it all set up in the morning. I did all the hot dogs and stuff. My son and daughter-in-law and my grandson got here, and they were taking care of setting up the food while I was getting all that stuff ready. Then we ate real quick, and then it was 30 adults there, so we're all out. We're playing cornhole and horseshoes and all that. Kids were going in and out. Didn't have any interest really. They played in the pool for maybe 15 minutes. Well, then they didn't want to play anymore in the water. So we were doing challenges. Who could slide the best? Who could do the best dive? Who could, slide, So me and my son and one of the other guys, decided we're going to get our money's worth out of this thing. So we actually would get a running start and go down the slip and slide into the wading pool. Then we'd hang out in the water, and then as the day wore on, my son would do a couple belly flops in this 1 foot of water, and we just got goofy with it. So we got our money's worth. $45. The other thing was $250, and we wouldn't have used it that long. It wouldn't have been worth it. This thing here now, I can just I drained all the water out, let the air out of the things. I'll pack it in my plastic box, put it in the shed, and we have it for next year. So it was a good deal. You're waiting too? I can't wait to see it. I've been really, your paintings have been great. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. Yours was great earlier. I had to leave yours. I left it running, but I had to leave yours earlier because we had a family emergency, Mrs. Paula. So I apologize. I had to leave for 15, 20 minutes. We had a really bad family emergency, and we opened the pantry, and we thought there was potato chips left from yesterday's party, and there wasn't, and we needed potato chips. So I had to go a mile to Dollar General, get some potato chips, and come back. So, but everything's okay. I got home with the chips. The chips were delicious. The crisis was averted, but we had to have chips. When my wife was like, "Where's the chips?" I'm like, "They should be in the pantry." "We don't have any chips." I'm like, holy guacamole, Batman. So I had to go hop in the Okie mobile and do my old man mouth breathing driving up to Dollar General with my flip flops, or my mandals, whatever you want to call them, and went and got some. Yeah, when you gotta have chips, you gotta have chips. Oh, hey, Trying Times is here. How are you? You did not subscribe. I didn't subscribe? I thought I'm subscribed to everybody here. Stop fishing. Good. Doing well. It was funny. Yesterday we were supposed to get major thunderstorms. Didn't get any. Supposed to get them last night till 11 o'clock. They were saying, oh, high winds, heavy rains, hail. Nothing. 7 o'clock this morning, thunderstorms. So we had probably 4 or 5 inches of rain. I will post I'll post a community post in a little while that shows because I posted some with my sunrise or sunset with the trees. I'll show this one. It's the same set of trees, and there's this much water around the trees. But yeah, you'll like Natty's channel. SSV Kitchen, you'll like Natty's channel. She's got a good channel. So does Paula. So does the Trying Times. You got to go watch the Trying Times. I just saw her the one day, and I think she was trying chips or something. It was either potato chips or a soda. No. It was a strawberry chocolate, like a gummy kind of candy or something. I saw her doing that. So she's got some really good stuff. And she tries a bunch of different, and her mom's with her sometimes. Yeah, she does. Yeah, Natty's a ninja. Natty, you'd have to compare her to the spider. She's a ninja spider monkey of moderators. Just so you know, Mrs. Paula, I think I did. Should I not have? I'd have to go back. I'm bouncing my phone around. No, actually, literally, this is, you know what this is? This is cream soda. No, I had enough yesterday. Um, I should steer clear of anything other than, you know, those kind of drinks for a couple of days or weeks, maybe. This is just cream soda. At the party yesterday, because it was Harry Potter themed, they did the butter beer where they take cream soda and caramel sauce, and they blend it together and put milk or cream in it. It's really nasty because it's so sweet it makes me sick. So I'm just drinking nobody wanted the cream soda. So I'm like, well, leave it here. I'll drink it. I'll just add water to it because it's so sweet. But I'll just add water or iced tea to mine. But I'm not, if my son and I are like this, if we buy something, even if it doesn't taste good, we bought it, we're gonna eat it or drink it. We paid for it. I will get that down somehow. I'm not gonna throw it away unless it was, you know, bad, you know, had something that was making you sick or had some kind of something airborne contaminant on it or something. So yeah, Mrs. Paul, your live was great later. You went on for a long time. That was great. Had some really good conversation going, a lot of new people. Not as many trolls today. I think the trolls are learning that your channel isn't troll friendly. You know what you need to do, Paula, is get a necklace and then has like one of those, just on like a name tag type thing, and just have it here on your front here, and just have it say trolls need not apply. So when they come on, they see this trolls need not apply across your shirt. That would be funny. Or just have a shirt printed that trolls need not apply. Natty, have you gotten a lot of trolls lately? We had some in the beginning here. I know when Mrs. Paula had hers earlier, a couple of them came on, and a couple of them, I got rid of them before I think anybody really saw them, but some of them were really getting nasty, and I got rid of them. There's no need for that. That's just nonsense. I don't understand it. I guess we're all in that same boat that I don't know why they have to try to ruin stuff for everybody else. You know, we have a community. We try to get on and interact with each other and talk and just have some fun, and they got to come in with their nonsense. Really, 3 hours? Nobody had to moderate or nothing? Nobody had to take anybody out, Natty? Everybody needs to talk Susan from Artfully Becoming into doing a live with her paintings. Trying times, you and your mom need to do a live. I would love to see you and your mom do a live. That would be really cool. If anybody hasn't watched the trying times with her trying different foods and things, and then her mom tries them and then they go back and forth about them, it's pretty funny to watch. I would love to see that. I would love to see Susan do a live. I know we're all the same. We're our own worst critic until you get used to, like, you know, you just don't care. You're just like, I'm going to do a live because I want to do a live. If I want to interact with people, I will. Yeah, it's some people, for some reason, some people just, the trolls just are like magnets. They just come in and they will not leave you alone. It's like the first 10 or 15 minutes. I'm wondering, because, you know, you can't see, I wonder if you can't see, because, you know, you can't see all of your, because some of them are hidden. They have privatized when they subscribe to you. So I don't know if they subscribe to you and then hit the notification and then they know when you come on, so then they come in real quick because they know you're there. Your mom would, you mean she wouldn't deal with the trolls, or she wouldn't do Miss she's a firecracker as in her comments? Because I always liked your mom's comments. I'd like to see it just so I could see if I'd like to see how she handled it. Will she would she do a live, do you think? I don't know why my screen is jumping. Marianne's mom wouldn't. But Mrs. Paul, I don't know if you were here or not a little while ago, but I'm going to do a couple more cooking videos. That's why I'm doing the coffee one, the little ones. I'm trying to get my audio set better, try to get some better equipment so I can, and lighting in the kitchen so they come out better. And then I have some ideas coming up for my cooking. So I'm going to add some, I want to do farm to table. I want to do what I'm taking out of the ground and then cooking it. I'd like to really do a video. My ideal video would be a live where I want to be able to go out, pick, potatoes, green beans, or whatever, bring it in the house. I mean, what are those cameras, the GoPros? Go out. Yeah, that's what I do too, SSV. But yeah, I'd like to go out. If I had a GoPro, then I can walk right out. You can watch me, actually, my hands picking the stuff, doing that, and then come back in the house, wash it, prepare it, cook it, eat it. I think that would be so cool. I'll fry potatoes up live. Who was it? Was it Allison? Paula? Was it Allison that has the... Does she have that thing on her phone or camera that you can set it up so it follows her? I think it was her. And it kind of like hones in on your face and your upper body, and then as you do things, it follows you. I never even heard of that. I didn't know that was even existing. But I'm not big into technology, but I thought that was pretty cool. I know it has its problems because once it's set and focused on you, you're trying to show it something else. It won't go to like your frying pan or something. So I know it has some issues. Okay, I thought so, because I thought when she did, she was in the kitchen the one day, she was showing something, and she did that. I'm assuming, Mrs. Paula, that since you did the one bathroom the other day, you have, I'm assuming, 2 bathrooms. If you're in Texas, well, you're in Tennessee, but even you're down south. Most people down in the south, they have more than 1 bathroom, I'm assuming. So I'm waiting to see, when are you going to declutter the other bathroom? I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but I want to look into it because I want to get a better microphone. I still have to get a new phone. I want to get a better phone. Hey, SSV. I want to get a better phone. I'm looking at the one my daughter has. It's got the 3 cameras in the back. It takes unbelievable video and pictures and audio. And then I got to get that on order because it comes with my plan. I've got enough where I get the thing for like $2 a month. So I'm thinking about getting one of those. I'm just trying to decide which one, and then I'll be doing more stuff. So also, I'm gonna, hopefully in the next day or two, I'm gonna re-release, I took them off for a while, the 2 videos of the wildfires that were near our house. I'll repost those because I really want to do a live where I walk up the road about 3/4 of a mile, and then I'll show you, you can then watch the videos, and then I'll show you exactly the spots that were on the video that got burned, and then you'll see how much it's come back. Some of it hasn't, but all the grass has come back. A lot of the evergreens have come back. The cedars have come back. Some aren't going to come back because they got burned so bad. Oh, okay. There's always lots of junk everywhere. We're constantly, we've moved quite a few times through the years, so we've been trying to downsize all the time. So we've got it narrowed down pretty good. Where I live, we do a big community garage sale in the spring, and then we do one in the fall. And then the Monday after that big sale is they do our bulk garbage pickup. So we try to do that every year. We do a quick, we do a really quick run through the house, maybe do a quick garage sale where I just give most of it away. If people pull in, I'm like, hey, take this, take this, take this for 30 cents. Once they're gone, whatever's left, I put out there. I'll go on Facebook Marketplace and say, hey, free stuff at this address, come get it. Otherwise, Monday it's gone and just sits by the road on Monday. They come take it away. So we've been able to pare down a lot of the junk. And then clothes we give away. If I have some furniture that's still good, we've given that to some neighbors that need it. And that's how we try to downsize. And we try to keep up on it every year. You plant cedars there. Yeah, I had the one cedar I had to get rid of because they can be invasive, and it was killing out the lineup of trees we had here. But then I got this really nice cedar, which you see in the pictures sometimes. It's a beautiful, beautiful cedar. And it's gotten hit 2 or 3 times this year with either a microburst or something. It just rips these big, 12-inch diameter limbs right off it. So I had to go out with a chainsaw, and I have cleaned it and cleaned it and cleaned it. Okay, bye SSV. And I finally just got it all cleaned up the other day, put it in the truck, drove it around, and put it in the pile in the back for burn. Now I've trimmed it higher, and I'm making some Adirondack chairs, which is going to be another thing I'm going to show. I'll show how I make an Adirondack chair. If you know what an Adirondack chair is, you know they're very comfortable. If you don't know what an Adirondack chair is, look up Adirondack chair. It's got an angled back and kind of an angled seat, but they're very comfortable chairs. I'm going to make a couple of those so I can set them out under the cedar, and then that overlooks the garden. It overlooks the sunrise. I can turn them a little bit for the sunsets, and that's my goal there. I'm going to show more woodworking stuff too, because as I'm waiting for things to grow or harvest in between, I can be doing other things on Okies Eden. I actually have pictures if anybody's interested. The last few houses we've bought, we have fixed up and flipped. I have pictures and video from when we bought the house where there was holes in the wall or doors missing or whatever, to where I've stripped the walls, I've done some wiring or plumbing, taped the wall, drywalled, painted, added ceiling fans. I do a lot of that stuff every time we move to a place. And then I have a bunch of that stuff I could show on this channel. I want this channel to be more of, this is what I do every single day. Yeah, I do woodworking. I have built, as a matter of fact, when I was in, okay, Natty, you have a good evening. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of woodworking. I still love woodworking. I'm going to continue to do that. I've built everything from benches to chairs to rocking chairs to the one thing I've watched Brian here. He does carvings. That's always something that interested me, and I think it's funny. Not Allison, not Susan, Brenda. Okay, Mrs. Paul, let me do that. Let me give you a wrench. You should have one now. Whoops, hold on. Oh, thank you, Rustic. I didn't catch him. Thank you very much, Brian. Mrs. Paul, you should now have a wrench. But Brian's he does carvings with I think it's a Dremel tool or something. I watch him do his carvings, and then Brenda, I didn't realize Brenda's husband carved those Adirondack bears. And he does a really good job. And then she did a video the other day with all of the gnomes and stuff, and she has them. He paints them and stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's really amazing. People that can do that kind of stuff, because I'm not artistic at all. I use a chainsaw for the purpose of a chainsaw, and that's to cut wood up and get it out of the way. To control it and to do carvings, that just takes. You have to be artistic. I mean, I'm sure you could probably learn it, but nope. I'd still like to do some carving, but me and sharp objects don't fare well together. Hold on. Oops. Mrs. Paula, what happened here? Add as a moderator. Boom. Okay, there you go. Now you are. It didn't take the first time. I must have missed it. You use a Dremel and other power tools, but yeah, you use hand tools too. But between the scars on my legs and the scar here and a couple other ones on my body, I don't use a lot of knives except for cooking. I think if I'm doing too much stuff, trying to carve with a knife, I'll take a finger off. So friends and I aren't good. We're not close friends. But I mean, the thing that's really cool about Paula is, not Paula, but Paula, you're cool too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. The thing that's cool about Brenda is being that we're from the same neck of the woods. Everywhere she goes, Ticonderoga, she goes to the different factories and stuff and drives. I've been to all those towns. When she goes to Lake George, Scroon Lake, Lake Placid, I spent my childhood all around that area. I think it's so cool to know somebody. And then Allison's down here. She's down here in Texas, and she's only about an hour from me. You know, and then we just started following each other on YouTube when I first started. I literally just started, and then we went down to that Tubbs Brewery in McKinney, Texas. And she said, oh, you should have said something. We could have met up. I'm like, well, I didn't know you were from Texas. And she told me where she's from. And I'm like, wow, because I moved to Texas when I first moved down here in McKinney. We moved to McKinney. So I thought that was really cool. So I know a couple people from up north. When I can go up, and I told her, I said, you know, next time I'm up that way, I'll look Brenda up. I'll message her, and maybe we can go to Red Front or one of the restaurants. Okay. I'm going to end it here pretty soon because I got to do a couple things before I hit the hay, because then I got my grandson tomorrow night, and I got to get prepared for that tomorrow. So I think with that, everybody, if you want, I'll take your moderator stuff away, I guess, just in case it messes, Mrs. Paula, if it messes with the, there. I took your stuff away, so hopefully it won't mess with any comments. And I'll just give it to you back the next time. So you all have a great evening. I look forward to everybody's lives. And then tomorrow night I'm with my grandson. And I'll be able to watch lives and catch up all night long with everybody. So that's always my most exciting night of the week. I get to see my grandson and I get to catch up. So you guys all have a great evening. Thank you for spending time with me. You know, I'm a boring old man, but for some reason you guys watch. So we'll see you in the next one.